Hi everybody, welcome to Marianne's Mystic Mentions with me, Marianne, and that was Marianne's Mystic Mentions. I almost didn't say that correctly. Welcome to your second half of December readings for every single sign, and which I call my featured sign of the day. And welcome to your Tarot, Oracle, and Love Connection readings and guidance messages that I will be doing for every sign. And today, as we start the second half of the month of December, we are starting at the beginning from Aries to Pisces. So today is the beautiful, fiery, very, very strong, Mars-ruled, bold, confident leader, cardinal sign of Aries. I have a lot of Aries friends. I love Aries in a lot of ways, and you cannot mistake them. There's the softer, kind of more, and they're rare. My dad was a more quieter, definitely knew what he wanted, definitely had all the other beautiful, wonderful attributes and, personality traits. But to me, that has to do with nature versus nurture. Is that how that's said? Because, my dad's family was always quite quiet in general. And then go down a couple generations and my immediate nuclear family, anything but quiet. So it is what it is. But I, once again, love and appreciate the Aries I know because you're so capable and you take charge, you're spirited, you're optimistic, you're like a child. You're like, yeah, let's do it. Let's try it. I'm game, You don't really wallow in doubt and, concern too much. And yeah, if you make a mistake, and we all do, you just start over again. And it's beautiful. What's cool though too, Aries, is that we have been in the season of Sagittarius, which is an amazing, wonderful, compatible, harmonious time for you as a fellow fire sign. And the beautiful attributes of Sagittarius are the fiery, spirited leader, freedom-seeking, higher learning, education, philosophical, beautiful, optimistic energies that come with this wonderful half man, half horse. Sagittarius is about learning and advancing and shooting an arrow as a symbol for the Sagittarian, pointing in the direction they want and just going there. It could go all around to the other side of the world and they will go there. In fact, they love travel. That's a huge part of the whole symbolism. And they also like dealing with all sorts of different foreign cultures and just a mutable sign that's open to pretty much everything and just, doesn't want to be stopped or, dampened by a lot of things that happen similar to you, Aries. It's a really great time of year for Aries. It always is every year. And for the second half of December, we, as we approach, we have the full moon in Gemini, which is extremely compatible with fire signs because air is the Gemini, but Gemini is also mutable, which is what the energy has been with Sagittarius. In fact, Sagittarius and Gemini were the two that were represented the last year and a half plus of the eclipse season. Well, now we had the beautiful full lunar eclipse on the 19th of November, and then we had this new solar eclipse moon for the last time for a while. It'll come back, when it's time, another X amount of years, like 10 or whatever, in the sign of Sagittarius. And that's still happening. That feeling is still there. Even when I'm my most calm and I'm meditating or whatever, I can feel the energy and the joy and just the bubbling up of ideas and inspirations with the Sagittarian. And then combined with another mutable sign of Gemini known for mind, thought, ideas, movement, quick movement, trying all sorts of things, here, there, and everywhere, seasons, parties, combining, connecting, all that wonderful stuff. So it's a really beautiful full moon on the 18th. And then we are smack dab in Capricorn season. So that energy is going to be considerably different, or in the mood, however you want to say it, of the Capricorn season, along with the winter solstice, which is on the 21st. So every cardinal sign, which is what the Capricorn is the sign that represents the beginning of a new season. And a new season affects us. You know, everything in life affects us. We are feeling energies. You know, we are all energy, and some more than others, some are more empathic and everything. But on the whole, we all experience similar things. And winter represents letting go, you know, the dying of the leaves and the barren kind of, I wanted to say obsolete. I don't know if that's the best term, but you know, that time of year when we just kind of release, we, you know, remove excess things in our environment perhaps, we purge, we let go, certain circumstances from the year has happened that we are mourning perhaps. And I mean, that's the thing about the holidays, is that they're amazing and they're fun and they're exciting, and there's also a lot of sorrow and a lot of you know, grieving that takes place during that time for people that have lost loved ones. So my heart goes out to everybody every single day in my meditation. I send out love and as much high energy of healing and restorative energy as possible to everybody, knowing that the more that is brought out into the world, the more it will in fact occur. And yes, I do fully believe that. So I'm going to add and contribute as much as I can. And I feel like anybody watching my channel and most of the channels about spirituality understand that and are right on board. And I appreciate you so much. The like-mindedness is just, it's very important to me and exactly why I do this channel. So before I belabor that or, you know, get too sidetracked, yes. So Capricorn is an earth sign, a practical sign, Saturn ruled. Saturn is very serious in a lot of ways. You know, a lot of earth signs, I would say, on the whole, not, and I don't mean this in any way, but what I have come to realize over many, many years of studying and being an enthusiast of, you know, the different personality traits and compatibilities with the signs, is that the earth signs they mean business. You know, they're very serious at times because they want to do what they need to do, and they work hard, and they are very reliable and very resourceful and very, you know, success oriented. They love luxury. I mean, the full moon in Taurus is certainly about Venus ruled energy of money and luxury and sensuality and practicality and earthly, you know, desires, earthly earthly needs that we all need in this three-dimensional world. You know, we are spirits in a physical body. So that's good for you too, Capricorn. You sense and understand that very well as another earth sign, but you know, no buts, just it's still affecting us as well. So between the full lunar eclipse moon and the new lunar eclipse of Sagittarius, those feelings and energies will continue to unravel, although sometimes information or situations and actions happen super quick. Things come in really fast, things are taken out quickly. That's still going to be happening throughout the month, but I like the calmer, more sensible, you know, straightforward approach that Capricorn can provide. And remember that Capricorn's about success. All they think about is let's get higher. Let's climb that mountain as a goat. You know, let's just get there and to the other side, and let's go to the next mountain. And you know, it's fun, it's exciting, and they're just all into that. They're used to that. The Saturn keeps them on track, and in the end, they get these wonderful rewards for it. So that kind of energy is always kind of good to be around too. It kind of keeps you balanced and more grounded. So that's what's happening. And I will tell you that Venus is going to be in retrograde officially, because we've been in the shadow period in the sign of Capricorn from December 19th through January 29th. So yes, you're going to feel it. Venus is the, you know, planet once again, the personality traits of Venetian, beautiful, loving energy and feminine energy, being in touch with our feminine side, our intuition, our ability to receive and be receptive to different things. Certainly romance is a huge part of that. Beauty in all aspects, whether, you know, physically or aesthetically, just loving and appreciating all those wonderful things that life can bring to us and allows us to appreciate. And that when it's in retrograde, it's like any retrograde. There's going to be a slowdown maybe of money coming in. I've already getting in my business, there's changes of, appointments, which happens even during Mercury retrogrades. I allow for that. I don't want to start something brand new, during the month of January. I want to just kind of go with what I've been doing and make sure that I'm doing more detail work. I feel in my mind I'm going to be starting some new things with the channel as well. That'll be revealed when it happens. And certainly private readings this coming year. But I just, it's a time of relaxing and just going inward that will have to do with our relationships. And I think that's always a good thing. When you're in a relationship, it's all about working towards the best outcome and the best way that you can, work together, communicate together, and all those things. Well, you got to get through some stuff sometimes and some revisiting of things to get to the point that you want to. I know I certainly have in the times that I was in a committed relationship. And even though it can feel a little challenging or uneasy or, questionable, it ends up being a stronger relationship because of that. And if it means that you part ways, then that's even better too, because it wasn't meant to be. And I'm not trying to be, unkind or, lighthearted about that. But a lot of times people know that. They just prolong it, and that doesn't need to happen anymore. So that's the information happening. And I'm going to start reading the readings before I go crazy and talk too much. But I'm going to pick the highlighted connection first that Spirit always wants to be a part of the love connection reading, because it is a person or a personality or an energy that's going to be predominant for you, Aries, in the second half versus the first half. Because I write them all down, and I don't know if you remember, but if you weren't able to watch the first half of the month readings, you might want to compare notes. I always like to say you can watch your sun, moon, rising, and Venus for a real clear and in-depth reading of who you are, because you're different energies and different signs within your natal chart. There's 12 planets in each natal chart. So I like it. And sometimes you'll resonate more with your moon and your rising than your sun. So let's see what Spirit has to say, or what Spirit would like you to share. If you don't know this energy and you don't understand this connection now, it could be, like I said, just the feeling, or it's coming through, because those eclipses will affect us for months and months ahead. And they bring in new things, as do retrogrades, especially in Venus. Like people we haven't seen or spoke to or thought about, they're going to pop up. So for you, beautiful, I'll be darned. It's just so perfect. So Aries, you have Capricorn as your highlighted one, and that's pretty clear to me that the energy is extremely powerful. You're feeling it. Everybody's feeling it for all the reasons I've just spoke about. And being in Capricorn season, coming up on the 21st, and all the traits that are there, and feeling that grounded energy, because you probably were at a lot of parties and scuttering around to get the presents for the holidays and things like that, and making everything right, because you like to do things right, and you're big and you're generous and you're caring. And now you want to just kind of sit back and just let it all sink in and appreciate and feel the love. Venus in retrograde does not mean it takes away the love whatsoever. So you may have somebody you're very, very, that's super important to you in your life on some capacity that is a Capricorn. But if not, any of your relationships you know about or not will come through the readings as well. So I'm going to go on with the reading. It is the 4 major categories. I am using my beautiful Art Nouveau deck. And before, when I was putting this out, I thought, well, I got it at Christmas. I thought it was last Christmas. And then I thought again, and went, oh my gosh, was that 2 Christmases ago? Because I started this channel in 2019. And I was thinking, well, that's been happening a lot. I don't know. Time is very bizarre anyway, but it's, yeah. One of my favorite decks. Every little card has a beautiful shimmery gold kind of, summery, like I'm thinking of summer. I didn't mean to say summer, but the sun, the light. Because even in the darkest of winter, there's always light. There's always light with us. There's always that desire, and we can bring that on anytime we want, which is always our choice. So I'm going to read the 4 major categories. First one is the overall energy, bringing you to the reading. And for the sake of this highlighted connection or any of your relationships. And so for you, beautiful Aries, you powerful, wonderful Aries, got a big year coming up too. I did not mention that we do have the beautiful, benevolent, and powerfully lucky and wonderful changes of opportunity and lifetime experiences when it's in our sign is leaving Aquarius on December 28th and going into Pisces. That's about love. That is about incredible creativity. That is about sensitivity and the feeling of wanting to do more for others and be more for others and utilize our intuition and that feminine side. Like I said, you're a very masculine sign, Aries, whether you're a woman or a man, but you definitely have the ability to be incredibly loving and compassionate, and that's going to really come through this year for a lot of us. And then, I'm going way further than I thought, but yeah, starting in May for about 5 months, you're going to have Jupiter go in your sign. So look forward to a pretty remarkable year. And we all deserve it and we all need it. And it's been 12 years. And here it comes. So put those wishes out. That was what that new moon in Sagittarius was really important for as well. But you can do it every month with a new moon. And I say writing them down has so much more power and effect to it. So first overall energy for you is, I love it, the Six of Pentacles. Bam, there you go. What I love about this is it's interesting. We're entering into a 6th year. This year has been a 5-year, so I feel it very much has been a 5-year. 5s are about challenge and change and working through the differences and the hardships to get to a better place. And what have we done this year, right? I was convinced in my own Pisces rising way that, oh, it's all going to work out. Everything's going to just flow and it'll just happen, and we'll create that, we'll manifest that. And we really are, and it is really happening, and many wonderful things happened in that direction. It just, I think for a lot of us, maybe not in the ways that we thought, which happens a lot. And now the 6th year is going to be definitely more about balance, definitely feeling more in control of your grounded energy, which is being very much a part of Capricorn season, which goes through January, okay, through the 20th of January. So there you are, feeling in that energy, understanding your wealth, whatever that is very much a part of what you created and what you can continue to. And what I love about this is that it's a reciprocation. Let's say you're giving money to others, which is not something unusual for you, Aries. In some way, universe is working in your favor, always conspiring, and that co-creation is happening to then benefit you. And that's not why you're doing it, but it just is a side effect. It happens all the time, and this is what's very clear about the message with this particular card. So I love it. And the coins are, actually the background is all shimmery and gold. And it is, like I said, there are the scales for the balance, which is the 6. And that's going to be, especially with the, as I said, Jupiter in your sign, you're going to feel really, really secure. And I think you're going to have a bunch of opportunities to create more wealth. I really do. A lot of us are. And I'll go more into that as the year comes into play. But that's a beautiful start. What you give, you receive. And that's definitely what's going on there. So I love that as a beginning, and it makes a lot of sense to me. And then the second category is possible blessings or obstacles. So what do we have for you as far as that goes? I always bring the tagline of the fact that a lot of our obstacles we've had in life started out as obstacles and ended up as an incredible blessing, when we look back, or, hindsight. And I'm hoping that's what you're feeling as well, and understand as you kind of sit with this month and just kind of take it in and count your blessings and feel that gratitude, which is a wonderful thing to do and feel. It just makes you feel better anyway. You realize just how amazing life is and how many miracles are in every moment. So your possible blessings or obstacles, you had the 3 of hearts. The 3 of swords in a heart. Well, that would be an obstacle. I mean, there's no doubt about it. This is being hurt and stabbed, and you felt definitely emotionally, which is interesting because the swords represent the air signs, which is once again Gemini, the full moon we'll be having, and Libra and Aquarius. And once again, Aquarius has had Jupiter in their sign. So, but all of them are about thinking and speaking and cutting away things that don't work. And this is something that already happened. The swords are clearly in the heart. So whether it was that you were, and I'm not a doctor, but had a physical thing happening literally with your heart, or you just had somebody that you lost in the past, maybe earlier this year or even before or more recent, and you're getting through it though, because you're a strong spirit. You're a strong soul, Aries. You know, you can't help it. You're the first sign of the zodiac. You represent the beginning of the astrology year in March. It's going to be a very, very beautiful, productive, and prosperous time for you. You won't be hurting at that point. You probably already are on your way to healing very well, and that's what I love about Aries, is that they do get up, brush themselves off, and start up again, you know? So there's that. And that's a part of life. We know that. I mentioned that earlier, how, you know, this time might be a little more sentimental for a lot of people, especially with Venus in retrograde. We just think more about relationships past and now and so forth. So, but that's good. It's a form of cleansing too. You know, crying is amazing for cleansing, and I highly recommend it. But then we go on to the financial category, you know, and that's about wealth once again, but it's about money. It's about, you know, the influence of this incredible Capricorn time, where they're very much about money, and they're very, very capable and resourceful and amass great wealth. Most of them I've ever known, they're in charge of their businesses. They run several, work their crazy little bee-nangers off and just, you know, make it happen. It just thrills them to no end. You know, it's what keeps them ticking. Being around that is not a bad thing. So if that's happening and you understand that, and that's what this highlighted energy is about, well, then that's good. You're resonating with that. But regardless, it could be your health and everything else and your relationships. That's what wealth is as well. And you have, I'll be darned, the Queen of Pentacles. Wow. There's that feminine energy, which is really important because we all need the two. And as once again, a masculine energy, Aries, this is a wonderful balancing of that, being feminine and masculine. Very important to be in touch with both. And the queens are the intuitive, like I said, the ones that it's all about this time, you know, with the Venus going retrograde, Venus being a very feminine energy, and knowing that we all have a great higher power and intuition within us, and listening more intently now, giving the time to do so towards your prosperity and your abundance. And by the way, the king and the queen, no matter the gender, are very mature energies, and they've already been and worked hard. They've already established so much. I mean, they sit on their throne now in comfort and luxury and look around them, and they're very often wanting to be philanthropic and just kind of, you know, give to charities and just give back and invest. And, you know, it's passive. It's wonderful. They're loving and compassionate, you know, and just earthly. It's really gorgeous, and it's about, yes, it's about your money and the building upon it, and something you're doing is right. Something very, very important you're doing is right, or this help at the beginning of the month, or the beginning of the reading, with the Six of Pentacles, getting a very clear idea from the right sources as to how to invest your money and help it grow. And feel that incredible satisfaction of stability and security we all love. So that's amazing. And it does definitely have to do with your health. So being calm and collected with yourself, and just letting the frazzle and, you know, rushing aspect of the season end at the end, you know, and just taking in the new year and saying, I'm ready. I am so ready. And this indicates that very clearly. So I like it a lot, surrounded by this Three of Swords, where, let's just say it wasn't somebody you lost or anything. It was a conversation, something didn't go right, or there was a third party involved, and it's like, Nope, don't want to be bogged down by any of that. I am moving forward in this new year with positivity, and I create my life. My thoughts become things. And finishing with the last category, which is the surprises and wishes category. And I added that more recently because our wishes are so important. You know, they make everything, you know, a part of who we are. We create constantly. And yes, there are definitely circumstances that we have no control over. That's been pretty clear for sure. If you didn't feel that way before, I'm pretty sure you do now from the last couple of years. However, we can still create exactly what we want, and we can do it as long as we fully believe it and then see it and certainly feel it into an existence. So I'm curious to see what you've been thinking about and doing. And oh my gosh, you've got the 7 of Cups. So that is amazing in the sense that 7 is one of those beautiful spiritually guided numbers. And it's working through difficulties, but it's also these incredible opportunities, so many. And I mentioned to you, when you have Jupiter, this benevolent planet in your sign, the opportunities are going to come fast and heavy and sometimes too much. And that's what this represents as well. It's really important, Aries, that you do the focus and you take on this wonderful water element of Pisces, where Jupiter is going into at the end of December, I mentioned, and recognize that your heart will never, ever let you down. Listen to it. You know, people say, I would rather think it through, and others say, I'd rather feel it through. You're going to have a lot more heart-centered aspect, which is also what this 3 is probably demonstrating with this Pisces, you know, Jupiter Piscean, which, by the way, very comfortable. Jupiter is very comfortable in Pisces. It was originally its ruling planet historically, and now Neptune is. So I say they both are. And Neptune is in Pisces. Neptune is stationed direct. Neptune is our imagination, our underworld, our, you know, unlimited, boundless, you know, abilities and possibilities in life coming through. So just focusing maybe on 1 or 2, maybe 3, but feeling right and listening very intently on whether it's right for you, because that's all that matters. This is your wish. This is your dream, and you're going to bring it in. So be very clear about that. I always say write it down. And too many is not necessarily a good thing in this situation, Aries, because I know you take on a lot, but it's beautiful. There's major opportunities, and that's shimmering and beautiful, and it's love, and it's money, and it's comfort, and it's creativity and artistry and imagination. So it's talent and success. So that is a beautiful reading. You do have 2 pentacles, and then you have the cup and the swords. So the only thing that's missing is the wand. But perhaps you'll get that in through the oracle messages. And after all, we are in the Sagittarius season still while you're watching this for a few more days. So there's the wand, right? There are the possibilities that can be endless as well. And your drive and spirit to make it happen. I'm going to finish with your 2 oracle messages. I do want to thank you very much for stopping and watching my channel, and I appreciate all of you that are liking and subscribing, which means basically following me, because it's really important, and it's, anything worthwhile, you've heard the saying, is something that you invest time and love and effort into, and that's what I'm doing with this channel. It can take as long as it wants to grow, but I do want it to grow, and I love doing what I do, and your kindness by demonstrating that as a like or a share or a subscription means a great deal to me, and I always want to thank you for that. I appreciate it very much. So moving on, the beautiful tarot I'm using, or the oracle I'm using this month, is the Psychic Tarot of the Heart. And there you go again with the heart. Now 2 of them came out, which is fine. I just heart is a focal and a center point, with the Venus aspect being in a grounded and long-term, this isn't just a fly-by-night kind of energy. It will go forward again on the 29th, or it'll station direct in Capricorn on the 29th of January. And it'll stay in the shadowy period of Capricorn until like March 3rd or 4th. So building and planting the seeds for long-term investments or relationships, nothing short-term here. So your first message is release. And that's what this end of the month is definitely about. As I said, you know, let it go. Let's start the new year fresh and feeling incredibly inspired and ready to transform, because that's a lot of this transformation is coming through whether we want it to or not. And it's number 13, which 1 + 3 in numerology is a 4, and there's that balance. There's the 4 walls, the stability. 4 is wanted and needed for all of us, and certainly a grounding energy, which is perfect for this time. So that's beautiful. Look at this wonderful illustration as well. Just release. And I want to say something really quick too. Every year, I've been doing it about 7 years, I think. But I do a tarot reading for myself, and I pick on January 1st. I pick 12 cards, you know, and just shuffle, bring out a card, shuffle, bring out a card for each month. And that card, which is the Healing Angels deck I use, represents the sensitivity, the energy, and the predominance message of that month. And so it was interesting because I do that, as I always do. And this month is surrender and release. And you never know what's going to come up. And every month, as it comes up, I'm like, wow, that's perfect. And it certainly is perfect for this month. I've been waiting on some answers and some questions about a major change in my life. And I know it's coming, and I know I have to be patient. And sometimes it's not easy. You know, I have an Aries moon, and we're not all that patient sometimes. I'm going to be honest with you. But I know it's coming. And to surrender and release and say, okay, feels really good, and it's perfect. Release. Second one, new vitality, man. Release and then open up to the new. Look at the vibrancy of that. The number 1, you, the Aries, the initiator, the pioneer, the one who starts things, the cardinal who represents the beginning of season of spring. So how perfect from release to new vitality, and bringing that on in this beautiful musical, you know, rainbow, unlimited possibility kind of card that comes with that. So I really, really love that. I think it's so beautiful. And then I'm going to go on to read your super attractor manifestation message. And that is going to be bringing and creating the life that you choose. By honestly, just everything we've talked about thus far. You know, the law of attraction is about mainly, I mean, there's a lot of ingredients that go with the law of attraction. Not that many, though. It's actually quite simple. But the most important one to actually bring it to fruition and into the physical realm of reality, where it's, you know, a functioning, happening thing, is the emotion and the feeling you do behind it. And you have that. You have that in spades. You are known for that. And I love that you have that energy and that passion and vitality to make things happen. So that should not be an issue whatsoever. I'm sure you're manifesting all the time. This way it's more intentional. So your final message for today is beautiful because it's a heart color. It's the heart chakra green, you know, and that's perfect as well. Everything seems so synchronistic with the heart being a very big, you know, theme for you. Feeling good will bring me far more than whatever I thought I needed. I mean, we were just saying that. Feel it and feel good. Don't just feel, it's got to be good, right? If you want good, like attracts like. Putting that out is going to bring it back. So that's a perfect ending for a beautiful reading. And honestly, I hope whatever you celebrate, that you have an amazing holiday, that you're amongst the people you love, that you're always open to that love of all different forms, and that you just fully embrace it. And I will be back for New Year's readings, January readings. I hope you will be as well. And until then, take extremely good care. Bye for now.